Caballo Loco and Toro Sentado, warriors and leaders of the indigenous resistance. The indigenous warrior, known as Caballo Loco, Crazy Horse, received his name after dreaming of a wild horse, a foreshadowing of the uncompromising life he would lead. Originally from the Central Plains of North America, Caballo Loco became a key figure in the resistance against the invasion of settlers and the United States Army in indigenous territories. Alongside other native leaders like Toro Sentado, Sitting Bull, and Noob Roja, Red Cloud, he formed an alliance to repel the invaders. Caballo Loco proved to be an exceptional tactical leader and skilled fighter. In the Fetterman Massacre of 1866, his forces inflicted a severe defeat on American soldiers. Despite the constant pressures and conflicts caused by settlers, buffalo hunters, and gold seekers, the United States government was forced to sign a peace treaty with him, the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868. This treaty assigned their own lands to the Lakota and Cheyenne peoples under their autonomous jurisdiction. However, Caballo Loco rejected this agreement and chose to lead his people outside the Great Sioux Reservation. Ultimately, the pressure from the United States Army forced Caballo Loco to surrender. He was confined at Fort Robinson, where he was killed by bayonet wounds just a few weeks later, on September 5, 1877. On the other hand, Toro Sentado, revered as a spiritual leader of the Hunkpapa Lakota, was named Supreme Chief of the entire nation amidst the increasing harassment of the American Army on their ancestral lands. As the inevitable surrender of the indigenous people became evident, Toro Sentado opted to seek refuge in Canada in 1877. However, he returned to the United States 4 years later to surrender to the government authorities. He spent his final years on the Standing Rock Reservation. During this time, Toro Sentado participated in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Tragically, he was killed during an attempted arrest by the Lakota police, who accused him of inciting a new indigenous rebellion. What does the word 20th mean? The name comes from Natavez IWC, the enemy as the Chippewa called them. They called themselves Lekort Taktak Hunikit, which means friend. These names are precisely how we know the dialects in which their language evolved. The Sioux, also called Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota, are indigenous American people settled in the territories that are now the United States and southern Canadian prairies.